Hey, it's Maher, and in front of me I've got a 2019 Kia Soul, which means this video is going to be about the Soul. Now this vehicle is one of those love it or hate it vehicles just because of that little bit of a funky square looking back shape. Quite frankly, I like this car. I'm quite tall, so this is one of the best vehicles for me to drive. I actually am driving one right now, except mine is a turbo. The one I got in front of me is an EX Plus model, so EX Plus meaning halfway in the middle between base model and fully loaded. And you can see up close, this is that. It's a very unique color. It's a beautiful orange color. It has a beautiful gloss to it, and it goes hand in hand with kind of the black and silver trim to it. Just giving a quick look in front before we hop on inside, Kia has done a great job stylizing the lines. The Kia Soul has kept with the kind of smooth swiping styles. In the front, your high intensity discharge lighting is what's going to be giving you light for the way. Of course, daytime running lights if you're buying the North American model. Fog lights are on the bottom, and once again, I said this in my last video on the 2019 Stinger, but we are living in Alberta, so there has to be a block here. We put this one in for you. Same with the bug deflector. It's kind of one of those things that either love it or you hate it. We just put it in. I don't know if you heard, microphone's kind of on my chest. You might not have heard the engine, but it is running. I've got the key in front of me, but it's one of those things I want to demonstrate and can't do it in the video because the car is running. If my shadow gets out of the way, this black button right here, that's the proximity sensor for this key. So you have keyless entry. If the vehicle was to be locked and not running, you would push that button and it gives you access to unlock the vehicle and hop on inside. But like I said, engine's running. So what I'm going to do now, quickly pop that hood and give you a quick look. You hear that beeping? We'll talk about that in a second. And there we go. So it is a 4-cylinder GDI. It is running, of course. So I'm not going to be touching it while it's running. I will just, we'll put that cover on in a second. But back to that beeping sound. Let me close the door. So it's beeping right now to remind you that the car is running. Because I've got the key in my pocket. Let's say you were hopping to the grocery store, you have the key in your pocket or your purse, and because it is one of those vehicles with a push button start, you don't actually have to take the key out of the ignition. That beeping noise is the car's way of telling you, hey listen, the engine's still on, you close the door, and the key is not actually inside the vehicle. So heads up, make sure that whoever is inside either turns it off or you didn't accidentally take the driver's key if you're not the driver. But before we hop on inside, take a quick look on the door. So continuation of just a standard design of black glossy trim on the Kia Soul. That has not changed from the 2018, 2017 model years. But what has changed, back in 2017, they introduced this little circle ring thing. These buttons right here, that illuminates it to kind of glow with the music or rotate on a RGB kind of LED cycle. Very nice feature. Personally, I love it. I never have mine on the pulsating effect because I like to have mine in the circle rainbow colored. Personal preference. Hopping on inside, two-tone gray cloth. So for the EX model, you still have cloth, but the SX goes hop on into the leather model. Inside, whew, that's actually nice and cool inside. I have the air conditioning running, but it's 22 degrees outside. So just kind of looking at features from the left to the right. On the left-hand side of the steering wheel, illumination control for the dash. This button right here gives you your heated steering wheel. It is a leather-wrapped steering wheel, very comfortable. I've driven a Soul in the wintertime with and without a heated steering wheel. I don't think I'll ever go without anymore. Stability control, that's a standard safety feature in the 2018, actually in all the 2000 whatever key is. And then of course this little knob. Now the plus minus button, that gives you control to how bright you want the light to be. Some people just like a little bit of an effect. Some people really like to see it. That gives you a little bit of control, and of course just off. On the wheel itself, right behind the wheel, these are controls for your lights. I always keep mine on auto, so you can just forget it, set it and forget it. The right hand side, this is for washer, wiper, and of course because of the square design, you have a rear wiper in this vehicle. And then on the steering wheel itself, the left-hand side has controls for your up-down volume, and this mode button cycles through the media selection. And then these buttons right here, this gives you a hands-free communication with your Bluetooth. You can answer calls, hang up calls, and then of course use voice commands. Now, speaking of voice commands, this vehicle is equipped with not Sirius XM, that's what we were listening to, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. Now, if you're hooked up with those features, whatever built-in assistant you have, like Siri for Apple CarPlay, this little handy button gives you access to Siri. On the right-hand side of the steering wheel, these are your cruise control buttons, and then these little buttons right here control that center menu. So you can set your drive mode, your trip calculator, and of course you do have trip range, trip A, trip B, and then an average fuel consumption. That's not right. Well, we've only driven like 0.2 of a kilometer. So back to this menu button. Let's try to zoom out a little bit. It is a large display. You're probably hearing a lot of feedback from the air. The large display is going to function not only as a touchscreen media interface, but also your backup camera. So shift into reverse, get that out of the way. You've got that backup camera, a large clear display. Now let's just get back into this. So for media options, AM, FM radio, satellite radio, Sirius XM. Oh, Newsies! Okay. It pains me, it absolutely pains me to have to turn down Newsies and get back to doing my job. But whatever, I gotta work for the man too. Anyways, Sirius XM, shout out to you guys, Sirius XM 72 on Broadway. Back to the menu, hit the button, you have access to Kia's actual menu thing. So back to your media options, all those give you radio options. Down here you have connectivity for, again, like I said, Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. You need a USB cable for that. But in addition, 3.5 millimeter audio input. Those are all your media options. Of course, with your media, your phone is probably going to die. If you're hooked up with a USB and you're streaming music, that's automatically going to charge your phone. If you don't have that going on, you have two 12-volt cigarette lighter styles. One of them's 180, one of them's 120. That gives you some additional charging power. All right, climate. Let's talk about some climate options. You've got it in this vehicle, I think it's fair to say. It is one large knob to control the temperature, very easy. Electronic dials to kind of turn up the fan, select your fan speed. If you want air conditioning, there's just that one button there to activate the AC. Heated seats, those are going to be good for the wintertime if you're not driving in 22-degree heat. 2 levels of heat for both the driver and passenger. And I think last but not least is just there's a setup menu for additional stuff. Okay. Yeah, we covered that. Ooh, push button start. This is one of those things. Get the sun to show you. So push button start, it's one of those things where you have to put your foot on the brake pedal and then hit the button. Otherwise, it will not start because it's a safety feature. Large enough storage in that center console, and of course, large enough storage in there, along with your Kia owner manual. I think those are your lights. That's all I have to show you from the inside and the front. Looking at the back, though, I don't have much exciting to show you. Kia has made it so this is a very, very great vehicle for passenger or cargo. The passenger comfort's pretty good. You've got up to 5 passenger seating, including the driver, and even as a family vehicle, you've got anchor points for your car seats. There's a couple anchor points. Passengers back here do, of course, have cup holders in that center console. Oh, you guys are getting a shaky video because my hand is just trying to do a million things at once. And then, of course, that rear hatch there. Take a look. These are your upholstered mats. I don't know if you really saw that, but the mats that are installed in the vehicle, there you go. Those are actually rubber all-weather mats. Same with the ones in the front. Regular factory cloth ones there. Under here, storage for extra stuff. It's one of those things where you're able to put stuff out of sight, out of mind. And then, of course, tire inflation kit is located down there. I did point out that you have a backup camera. There's a little nublet for the backup camera. It's slanted down, so from experience, it is not one of those things that it's going to get dirty after driving. You tend to have a pretty clear backup camera view no matter what the weather condition is. And yeah, last but not least, I guess, up at the top you have roof rails. Those are really good for accessories. It's one, if you have tulies, bike racks, something like that, I don't know. Whatever accessories you want. You guys who have accessories know how to use them. I don't really know how to use them, so I don't know what they're called or what to say about them. Aside from that, I think I'm gonna wrap this video up. That's 10 minutes of me yakking about the 2019 Kia Soul. Once again, that's the EX model. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you want more. I'm going to be putting out some of the 2019 inventory. As you can see, there's a whole bunch more Kias in the background. I've got Sedonas, Sorrentos, Sportages. Those are all rolling in now. So hopefully in the next couple weeks, I'll be able to put a couple of those out. If you like the video, subscribe for more. Give it a thumbs up. Leave your comments. I do actually respond to comments. So if you're one of those people who have a random question about, does it have this feature or does it have this accessory available, I will answer to it. I'm one of those people that really does not like to leave comments unattended to, so leave them in the comment down below. 15-inch tires. I don't know why I didn't talk about that earlier. But 15-inch all seasons. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will probably hear you, or you'll probably hear me, talk to you guys later in the next video. Bye-bye.